All right, welcome back. You have officially made it through our deep dive into AI security for leadership. So now, let's just take a quick moment to fly back over the territory we covered just to make sure all those key ideas are fresh in your mind and ready to go.
Think of this as our highlight reel. We're going to retrace the journey we just took together, hitting all the essential landmarks one more time. This way, you'll have a really solid grasp of the entire roadmap before you start applying it.
So where did we start? Well, right at the beginning with the fundamentals. Before we could build anything, we had to lay a solid foundation by asking, what is AI security really? And why is everyone talking about it right now?
And we quickly saw that this is not just your old cybersecurity with a new name. Not at all. It's a totally different way of thinking. It's all about dealing with these brand new vulnerabilities that pop up because these systems actually learn from data.
A huge piece of that was mapping out the new dangers. We moved beyond the usual stuff and looked at threats that are unique to AI. Things like somebody stealing your model, or data poisoning, where bad data is used to corrupt the AI's training from the inside out. Or even adversarial examples, which are designed specifically to trick an AI.
We also really hammered home this point. Not all AI systems are created equal when it comes to risk. You learn how to start classifying your AI applications. I mean, it's just common sense, right? A public-facing chatbot that talks to thousands of customers has a completely different risk profile than an internal tool used by your analytics team.
And then we got into some really cool cutting-edge stuff. We looked at advanced techniques that let you protect data privacy while still getting all the benefits of AI. Things like federated learning, where the model learns without ever seeing the raw data, or homomorphic encryption, which sounds like science fiction but lets you run calculations on data while it's still encrypted. The big takeaway was that you don't have to choose between privacy and progress.
And we wrapped up the basics by digging into one of the most fascinating and, frankly, unnerving threats: adversarial attacks. The key thing to remember here? These are not random glitches. These are deliberate, carefully crafted attacks designed for one purpose: to fool your AI and make you doubt every decision it makes.
Okay, so with that foundation set, we completely shifted gears. We moved from the what and the why to the how. This part of our journey was all about the practical, real-world frameworks you need to actually protect your organization.
We started at the top by laying out a clear structure for governance. This is how you make sure there's accountability. It shows how strategy flows from the board, down through steering committees, and all the way to the project teams who are actually doing the work.
Then we got real about the fact that you're not going to build every AI tool yourself. So we equipped you with a vendor risk assessment framework. Basically, a checklist to make sure that when you partner with a third party, you're not accidentally bringing their security problems into your house.
And of course, technology is only ever part of the solution. The other, arguably more important part, is the people. We talked about how critical it is to have role-based training. What an executive needs to know is totally different from what a data scientist needs to know, and your training has to reflect that. And finally, we talked about what to do when the worst happens, because eventually it might. You now have a clear, 4-step incident response plan designed specifically for AI. It's your playbook for detecting, containing, and recovering from a security event as quickly and smoothly as possible.
For the last leg of our journey, we kind of lifted our eyes to the horizon. This was all about making sure your security strategy isn't just good for today, but that it's built to last and adapt to whatever comes next in this incredibly fast-moving world.
A massive piece of that future-proofing is compliance. Let's face it, the rules are changing constantly. We took a tour of that complex regulatory landscape, from big ones like the EU AI Act all the way to specific rules for industries like finance and healthcare.
And we brought everything home with 5 big strategic recommendations. You can think of these as your guiding principles. Things like establishing governance, investing in your people, building a strong security culture, and always planning for what's coming next. This is your high-level playbook for success.
So, here we are. You've gone through the whole tutorial, we've recapped the highlights, and you now have this fantastic base of general knowledge. The next phase, and honestly the most important one, is all about applying it to your organization. Which really brings us to the final crucial question. With this whole roadmap in your hands, what is the very next step you're going to take? What's the first move to make this real for your team, your challenges, and your unique opportunities?
Answering that question is truly where the work begins. And as you think about that, it is absolutely vital to remember the following. This tutorial from Virtualization Options LLC offers general guidance intended for a typical organization. However, every organization is unique and requires training tailored to its specific needs. This specialized training addresses the tools and processes that can help reduce risks and enhance productivity goals within the organization. Please note that the guidance provided may not be applicable to your specific situation and is offered without any warranty expressed or implied. For this reason, we develop customized training after collaborating closely with an organization to identify its unique needs and priorities. Taking that next step to customize your approach is where you'll find your true competitive advantage. Thank you so much for joining me on this learning journey.